Morning folks, it's a lovely day at the moment. I'm heading up to Black Hill, also called Soldier's Lump. Don't quite know what that refers to. Anyway, it's an 8-mile round trip, I think, up into the moors you see behind me, and there shouldn't be any rain, but I've come prepared. And that's my path heading up there somehow. And bluish skies, woohoo! That's where I've come from. Just behind that building is the campsite, and the sun is out. I've got about 2 minutes. I think the first section is going to be the hardest. It's uphill. Lovely wooded area just there. That's one dale. I think I'm coming back at the top there. So along the right hand side, right at the top, behind all these woods. This is my path. I think it takes me up to that ridge, all the way along in the distance, up the edge of those rocks, and then beyond. There's some gorgeous purples here. I've now reached the Pennine Trail, so I'm heading north. 15 minutes in and I've done half a mile. So that's going to be tricky. 8 miles in 4 hours. No, I think it's going to be a bit longer than that. Anyway, it's going to be flatter from now on. I think I'm walking underneath that, and somewhere in that gap right in the middle it's going to get onto the top. Those purples again. This is the place to be. Not met anybody yet. First person seen. That's a stream running down from the top. I've not brought my gimbal and noise reducing microphone today, so I'm afraid you'll have to put up with a little bit of wind noise. Definitely need proper shoes or boots to do this. This is just looking back down the valley. I found a rocky outcrop. There's a bit of breeze here. I'm just hiding behind this big boulder. I've done 1.1 miles in 30 minutes so far. That's not bad, I reckon, and it's mostly been uphill. Happy with that. A few clouds going over, but light clouds. What view. And I'm not at the top of the ridge. Looks like right in the middle you can see a sort of purpley bit winding up to the top. Yeah, I can just see 2 people just below the horizon, so right in the middle is where the path meets the top. I've just come down a slight precipice to get to this. I hope you think it's worth it. Not far to go to the top. This is my path just before the top. The top is in sight. Oh, it's been a killer. I make no apologies for all the views. Sometimes you've just got to stop and take it all in. Sometimes the path is a little precarious. Just looking over the edge and I feel wobbly. That's where I've come from. Just having a sit down and a swig of water. I've done 2.5 miles in 1 hour and 10 minutes, so that's pretty good. And I've climbed about 960 feet, it says. So I'm just over halfway. This last mile or so has been pretty flat, slightly uphill. But I'm just heading up this valley. Across another little stream. Just come across the stream about 3 or 4 times, zigzagging. Plenty of stepping stones in the way. And look at this. Proper path bit. Yes, I'm still on the Pennine Way. Done about 3.5 miles of it so far. Just got a little bit to go to get to this ridge. It's gorgeous here. Cool, but it's not raining. That's all right. I've just got to show you the landscape where I am. This is the valuable peat from this area. Look at it, so rich and black. If only I'd brought my wheelbarrow. I've made it to my lunch stop, the trig point at Black Hill, bracket Soldier's Lump. Not sure what that is. 582 metres above sea level. It's taken just under 2 hours, 1 hour 56, and it's 4.5 miles. And there's not a lot else here really. Time to get my snacks. Just met someone at the trig point who's come up the way I'm going back, and he says it's pretty boggy. I've come about 400 yards and yes, it is boggy, but it's alright, you can just zigzag around. There's a little pond here, peat pond, is that what you call it? Bog pond. Does this mark the way for travellers? If so, I'm on the right path. We seem to have a change in the landscape now from this moor. And then we're getting into the higher bushes, valley. Let's see what's over the edge here. Whoops. It's fascinating in here. I don't know if this is all being mined. That's what you call peat digging. Little valleys and higher clumps. Fortunately, there's not a lot of water here. It's lovely. I've done 6 miles in total now, and I'm heading over that stile up along that ridge somewhere, and then I think bearing off to the right. Just come across the weirdest thing. There's a patch here of these little white, I was to say flowers, but they look like cotton, just in this boggy area. Don't know what they are. I've just sat down at another marker point, so I think I'm going in the right direction. And first sight of the reservoir that I walked around yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday, it was raining yesterday, the day before. dark looking clouds, but it hasn't rained. It's good temperature to 17 degrees, something like that. Got to choose which path to do. I think the one to the right. I think there's a stone sort of quarry there, just to the left of the reservoir. I think that's the one I've got to do. And just an update, I've done 6.9 miles at 2 hours 50 odd minutes. No, that can't be right, hold on. That's exactly right. A couple more miles to go, probably. Doing alright, I think. Although this side is okay, boggy, but mostly downhill, so that's good. Not far. I've got a little stroll through the meadow by the looks of that path. Over there to the right of those rocks, and down the other side. Can't be more than a mile away. Oh, gonna need a cuppa soon. And it's the far ridge I got up onto. Last little bit, I came out to here yesterday afternoon just for a test, and the rain had stopped. So it's only half a mile or so. I'll catch you down the bottom. I'm back. Must be about 2 o'clock, 2:30. I don't know, most of the weekend campers have gone, so it's a quiet site now. With a bit of luck, just round this corner. Yes, nice inviting chair. Hello again. Just signing off then. I did 8.6 miles, 3 hours 13 travelling time. I think there was another hour on top of that of dithering about, taking photos and videos of the landscape. So that was pretty good. I've tidied up now and moving on tomorrow to Hull area. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio.